All right, sports fans, what's going on? Patrick over here at Ghost Picks ATS. It is March Madness Day. We have the first of all March Madness games tipping off today, and we will get into the first of those between Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Texas Southern, which tips off at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, March 15th. Well, but what's going on, everybody? So I am Ghost Picks. Patrick, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button. I'm going to be talking about March Madness over the next 3-4 days. I'm going to be talking about every single big game coming up in March Madness, and it will be all right here on YouTube. But first, a little insight into a little of what we're going to be getting into. I'll even give you a free play for the people just tuned in at first, and then I'll give you the real one at the end. But I like the unders. You know, any these play-in games, and these in particular, a lot of pressure on these play-in games. Teams don't want to lose. They don't want to throw it away. I prefer the unders in these games across the board. Last year, I do believe it was 3 out of 4. The year before, I do believe it was 3 out of 4 as well. It's just a good play, solid. It's all about situation, pressure on these players. You know, they're trying to make it into the tournament one last game. Also, you know, travel, game plan, foreign gym, a lot of things going on here. So we'll be taking the unders in these first 4 games across the NCAA tournament. But first, little recap. Weekend was absolutely phenomenal. One of the biggest NCAA basketball weekends I've ever had, and that trailed one of the worst college basketball weeks I've ever had. So one of the worst weekends, followed by one of the best Thursday through Sunday. Absolutely phenomenal college basketball. A huge weekend. Up 65 units. Absolutely insane. All big plays all over the board. And then capped off Monday by Cam Smith, a 40-1 winner, and that is in the PGA Players Championship, all over the golf tournament. I don't think that golf is my best sport, but very slowly it is turning into my best sport. Football is my pride and joy, always is. You know, consistently making money in football. College basketball this year has been great, but now with these dwindling down, we've been getting into golf, and golf has been phenomenal. We got our first winner, 40-1 on Cam Smith. We also had Anahiraban Lahiri at 240 to 1 odds, and he ended up finishing second place. So we were all over it this week. Kevin Kisner to finish top 20, anywhere from plus 800 to plus 1,000 on Kevin Kisner. He finishes top 5. Sam Burns finishes top 20. Russell Knox was my lock of the week. His odds to make the cut were minus 110. He ends up finishing 5th overall. Absolutely insane. So huge weekend again. The weekend before he went 4-0 on all of our golf picks, and then came back this weekend, hit a winner, and put out some just phenomenal content. So tune in there or hit the golf package. All year long, it is half off, 50% off. There's 2 deals going on, 2 big ones. March Madness, all-inclusive package. $100. You get every play, every write-up for every game this March Madness. And then the golf package, which is half off for the next week to celebrate Cam Smith, 40-1 winner. We want to get some people on board. So, golf, let's roll. Let's get on into our free play of the day before any further ado. So I'm going to be talking about 2 games today, Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Texas Southern versus Texas Southern. And then Indiana versus Wyoming. Three teams that I love playing on the very first 2 days. So I got some good insight in this one, I do believe. And we'll get right on into it. So, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. If you can guess any score, if you can correctly guess the score of any basketball game tomorrow in the comment section, you will receive a free Ghost Picks package. So, nothing to lose. Fire a score out there. Let's get on into it. First game, right out of the rip, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the first college basketball game of the March Madness season. As I said earlier in the video, if you're just tuning in, I like the unders across the board in these play-in games. They play at a slower pace typically. They also, they're at a foreign gym. The pressure's ticked up. They don't want to lose the game. So teams usually play a tick slower. 3 out of the 4 last year went under, and I do believe 3 out of the 4 the year before also went under. So It's just a situational play. You play it blind across the board for just nothing too crazy. First bit of insight. Second bit of insight. Texas A&M Corpus Christi plus the 3.5. We're rolling with them. I love Texas A&M Corpus Christi. One of my main things is strength of schedule. That they do not have. Neither one of these teams, this is the bottom of the barrel. You're talking about two number 16 ranked seeds. They're number 16 for a reason. But Texas A&M, I really like them. I think they play very, very, very hard. And they're my kind of team come March. I love teams that get after it. They're not afraid to press, force turnovers. And their defense, it's actually pretty solid. So both these teams' strengths, definitely not the offense. But in a game like this, guard play, in my opinion, is going to be by far the most important aspect in this game. And that's where Texas A&M Corpus Christi does have the advantage. So I will be taking it plus the points. And this is also another one here. This one, I think this line is much closer to a pick'em, and that is without including free throws. So one thing I always do in all my models is I leave free throws out of it because it's hard to predict. And then, at the end, you're able to kind of give a little boost or not. Texas A&M Corpus Christi is top 30 in the country. They shoot almost 76% from the free throw line. Texas Southern toward the bottom at 67%. Night and day difference there, which could be the difference in the game, and it definitely could be the difference in the cover. Give me Texas A&M Corpus Christi plus the points. It's like 4.5 at DraftKings, which is weird. I don't know if they know something that no one else does. But stretching from 4.5 to 3 across the board. So maybe taking in some odd money. But 3.5 is the consensus line there. So Texas A&M Corpus Christi plus 3.5. If you have DraftKings, I'm not out 4.5 all day long. But we will leave that one there for the rest of the birds. We got the NIT tomorrow. No real insight. There will be a free play tomorrow in the NIT. I'm going to break down all the NIT games tomorrow. It's one of those things. There's not a ton of games. I think it's going to be some pretty good content. Usually one of these lines you're able to take advantage of. And that is exactly what I am all about, is taking advantage of a line. And I've taking advantage of lines. Bad lines. A&M to win the tournament, 55-1. Sure, it didn't hit, but holy hell, we took a 55-1 all the way down to the wire. They won 3 games and then lost in the finals. Cam Smith, bad number, 40-1. Took it all the way to the finals. He won. Inahiri Ban Lahiri, 240-1. It's a bad number, but we were on them. And that's what I'm always looking for, is bad numbers, and we can find those in the NIT. So we'll have a free play. And, obviously, if you want the premium content, you can go over to ghostpicksats.com and hop on the premium content. It's pretty good stuff. Pretty damn good stuff. As you can see, pretty good winners. So going into the next game, Indiana at Wyoming, I do have a premium play in this game. And while I'm looking at it, I got another free play. Gig 'em. Texas A&M Aggies. They were my team, as I was just talking about, on 55-1, bad lines, taking advantage of things. This is a blind play, as I'm literally just now seeing this. 6 out like a sore thumb, and I'm taking Alcorn State plus the 20 points against Texas A&M. So I'll be a 3-peat. So there's 3 free plays on this video, 4 if you include all the blind unders on the first 4 games of the tournament, NCAA tournament, that is. Those first 4 games, the play-in games. I love the unders across the board, so we'll be taking those. Texas A&M Corpus Christi plus the 3.5 in the first play-in game. And then I will be taking Alcorn State at 9 p.m. in the NIT. Alcorn State plus 20 against Texas A&M. As anybody knows, Texas A&M was my team. I picked them every single day going through the SEC tournament. They won us a good chunk of change. Almost won us an extremely fat chunk of change with a 55-1 winner. But coming to this, I can't believe they're the biggest bust, in my opinion. I can't believe they didn't get into the NCAA tournament. It's astounding to me. I think they really could have made a run in the tournament. But who the hell wants to go play Alcorn State when you just went through the entire SEC. You just played a 5-game schedule. You're going to have tired legs, and now you got to go play Alcorn State. Not a chance. Honest to goodness, this is borderline a red alert play. This is blind. If I knew anything about Alcorn State, it's going to probably be a premium play now that I'm looking at it. So Alcorn State plus the 20 points, 100% going on my board, on my card tomorrow, blindly. And once I do a little more digging, that could be a big play there. Situational play, as Big Jim likes to say. You got a team that's played 5 games in 5 days. You just got the shafts, and now you got to go play a bad team, letdown spot. Holy hell. Alcorn State plus the 20 points. Book it. Indiana at Wyoming, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Hunter Maldonado for Wyoming and Graham Ike going up against Indiana and the TJJ. Man, I think both these teams got shafted. I really enjoy watching both of these teams play. Indiana, they have fought like a hell all year long in the Big Ten tournament, and in the Big Ten regular season. Now they got to go play against a Wyoming team, which I am just very, very upset about this. As I have said multiple times about this Wyoming team, they will upset somebody in this tournament. God, they get Indiana in the play-in game, maybe one of the scrappiest Power 5 teams there is, and especially in this tournament. And damn, if it's not the worst matchup maybe for Wyoming. Indiana has the guard play to kind of match up with Wyoming across the board. This is going to be a very interesting one, but I am going to stand by my pick. Wyoming on the money line. I think Wyoming goes out there and wins this game. Won't be greedy. I will be taking the 4 points for consideration over here. But Hunter Maldonado, he's like a 6'7" point guard who backs it down. He makes it very tough on the opponents. They have one of my favorite offenses. Honestly, it's very different. But I'm all about different. You play different. Coaches have to coach differently to adjust. And Wyoming plays a lot of back to the basket with a point guard. They run, a couple screens outside and have just shooters sitting out there waiting for you to double team the inside. And it is a kick and catch and shoot team all day long. I like Wyoming plus the 4 points against Indiana. TJJ, big man from Indiana. He's an absolute beast. Love his hustle, love his energy, love everything about him. I mean, the dude's the single reason I think Indiana is here. But Graham Ike, this is a prove-it game for him. One of the best big men in the country, honestly. He's got some serious game from what I've watched him. And I do think that will translate outside of the Mountain West into the tournament. And I'm going to take Wyoming plus the... See, that one, if I had to rank, Texas A&M CC is 100% above this one. And this is an interesting game. I think this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal game, and I will be looking for a live line in this one 100%. As a matter of fact, that's going to be my best advice in this one, is to look for the live line. I don't want to give out my premium play, but live line in this one. We are looking for Wyoming and Indiana, anything into over 10 points. So if you can get Wyoming plus 10 and a half live, 100% I will be hopping on that. And the same thing goes for Indiana. If Wyoming jumps Indiana out the gate, if Wyoming comes out hot and hits 6, 7 threes in the first half, and they've got a 7-point lead, 6-point lead, something like that, I will definitely be looking to take Indiana in the second half. So with no further ado, we'll wrap it up here with that. On that note, there, we have Indiana at Wyoming. That one, less conviction for me. The more I look into that game, I think it comes down to the wire, and that is why I do lean Wyoming plus the 4 points. I think that is a game back and forth affair. So if you can catch, Wyoming plus 10, Indiana plus 6, something in that range, I definitely like both of those in that game. As far as the early game tomorrow, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Texas Southern, I will 100% be riding with Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. That is no doubt about that one. Plus the 3.5. Just about equal talent, but better backcourt, better guards. They force more turnovers. That's a great combination to have come March. Neither one of these teams have the greatest strength of schedule. Not going to be the greatest game to watch probably from an aesthetics point, but damn it, March basketball. It should sure be intense and great. Final free play, Alcorn State, Texas A&M. I did zero research on this game. This is, I don't do this often. I never really do this. Every play that I ever put out always gets a good amount of effort. But because of, what I know about Texas A&M, I know this is a good play. Alcorn State versus Texas A&M. I will be taking Alcorn State plus the 20 points against Texas A&M. A&M, I've been taking them every day, winning every day. They went through the SEC tournament. They're a wagon. They should have gotten into the NCAA tournament. Can't believe they got snubbed. They probably can't either. I'm sure everyone would love to just, rally together and beat the shit out of Alcorn State. I don't see it. I see Alcorn State giving them a game. The Alcorn State, you talk about wanting to play the game. I will take a team that is thrilled to be there over a team that's shafted a million times over. Give me any number, I'm taking them. Alcorn State plus the 20 points, I'm in. Shoo.